Greetings. Greetings, everyone. As you can tell, I'm still blue due to the lighting in the room, but it's okay. No. So for another exciting adventure, I think I'll go for about an hour, see what comes through. I went to the parks, went to one at least today. Wasn't really sure what to plan today, so did a channeling to Elohim and other beings. So I was going to go to MGM also. I'm glad I didn't. So yeah, today is I am officially blacked out until let's see, August for Disney. Like it matters. I can still go to Universal, or not like I'm going to. I'm gonna take a break, but it is good to take a break and then dive back into it. Who knows what will happen between now and then? Expansion I'm thinking about with this channel. Eventually I'll be doing live stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Can't do the webinars because Zoom does not allow that, but you never know. That is in the future. See how it goes. Yeah, live streams might not be at least for when I do individual live streams, because the computer is taking up, this is just a pre-recording. This is just an early recording, basically. The live stream does take a lot of resources out of the machine, so it's not going to be crystal clear. I have to do massive upgrades for that. You never know. But I do enjoy doing the live streams, but here the internet is too bad for that. So anyway, as for today's subject, I don't really have one. So let the beings come through to give us a subject matter to connect with. Let's see, is there anything else? No. Okay. Basically just taking it easy, basically. But before we start, going to those that are aware who I am or getting to know all of this. All right, it's ivanteller.com. You can submit questions through Visit Shop, or we have private sessions throughout the week. And you can use that's awesome. You can use the schedule for the calendar for the week. For the most part, that is, I'm for the most part open this week. And also you can order through one of these. So, but, if you don't want to go through this form, you can go through another one. So this one has the calendar right here. So it's whatever I like to do. And if you want to know anything about me, of course, that's me and my alien friend. And there's me again. So, and also there's a Spirit Social, where you can receive healings. You can submit a question, healings, and channeling consulting. It's 1 to 10 days for delivery. Still working on getting back with everyone. Still, I thought today was going to be mostly catch-up day. But I'm still, the night is still young. So, and we have one question from a day and soul painting. Also, we have a web app. So eventually I wanted to be updating. This is for iPhone. You can get the latest and greatest. Okay, the screenshots aren't exactly, I think they grabbed these screenshots. I don't know, that Chinese company that was there is no longer there. Oh, look. Yeah. Sky view. Oh, yeah. No, those are good, I guess. And here, Android also. This gives you kind of more of an idea. It has scheduled webinar audio, which goes to SoundCloud. Eventually, I'm going to have YouTube go directly to SoundCloud for audio files. It's in the works. Of course, there's a link to YouTube for current videos, private sessions, and settings for the app, your favorites, and contact me. So, oh yeah, this is the one I had the Chinese. What is this? Nobody knows. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah, more popular than me. Thanks. Rub it in. So, feel free to check those out. Even the Chinese one. Are always updating, always producing something. Hopefully it's educational. It's all educational. It's all insane. But we are living in an insane world. Oh, that's right. I remember some of the subject matter I was going to go into. I know it's like some of it's like, but anyway, I know there's some stuff in the news about Bill O'Reilly and like the sexual harassment stuff, and Roger Ailes. These are like rich old guys in their 70s. Funny thing is, my boss is a rich old guy in his 70s. That's pretty much no different than them, and being around them is not a joy. It sucks. So that's sad, but sexual harassment, my own boss, that's no, but he does sexual harass women as much as he can get away with. And I don't know what it is about. These are like some of the most unlikable people you can ever be around. I don't know why. It's like, you get these choices. It's like, I need to learn I learned Photoshop through my job. I learned how to fix computers through my job. And with that, it's like it's a photography company. I learned all this Photoshop. I understand the computer stuff. I learned a lot because I had a technician there. I learned a lot from him. I built on from what I learned from him. And I went on my own. No, basic stuff, not too technical. I'm not into the real technical stuff. But I learned a lot from there. And so doing so, you're the boss. Basically, your boss is pretty much, dirtbag, basically. So it's like, where are you going to go? Some place where everybody's nice. There's not many of those places. Or you go where a scumbag runs the show and whatever. I'm not judging. I guess it sounds like I'm judging, but being around these people is not fun. It's not. I mean, I try to avoid them as much as Polly knows. I try to avoid them. He knows I don't care much for him. I don't laugh around him. I stay away from him. It's just not. He cheats on his wife. He's 7 years old. So many people he can cheat on, but he's done it all the time. So whatever. Not to fully criticize him, but it's like, oh, I have kids. I'm better than you. Like, you did that to me. It's like, he has a kid. He did that to me. It's like, first of all, I don't want to bring a kid here. What for? And it's just not. It's like the Wild West here. It's stupid. So anyway, the reason I bring that up is man, just mind your own business. Not enough people here mind their own business. I don't care about what other people are doing, but man, they do care about what you're doing. That's for sure. And you're not doing what they think you should be doing. They just drill all their crap into you. It's like, welcome to Earth, the backwards planet, running against, driving itself right into a wall, right? Well, that old paradigm, all of those old guys are dying off. He's not dead yet, but how many times he thought, I don't know how many people are going to go to his funeral either. My boss, as I'm saying about my boss, like, too many people know who he truly is, and not many people care much for him. So, yeah, the same goes for any of these people that are like that. Just, yeah, I guess they're good at making money, I guess. But just, geez. It's like, what's with the filth? Nobody wants to be around you. It's like, isn't that like, but you're still going to be doing all that? It's like, what, is it a numbers game or something like that? You have to go after every female known to man, no matter how old and smelly you're going to be? Is that how it works? Yeah, being a female is not fun. Being anybody here is not fun, really, when you get around to it. So, whatever. It's just, eventually this stuff's going to, it's like, it's just, well, you have to put up with this place. It's not fun at all, really. So yeah, where I work is a toxic environment, basically. Why I'm still there is because I have flexibility there where I don't have it anywhere else. It's not much to choose from. Really, it's Florida, so there's nothing in Florida. There's no future in Florida, really. Not really. It's just I wish I wouldn't be a waiter. There's not really much. And I'm doing this venture on my own, so you know, just waiting for the tire to fly. I mean, if like I said before, if I leave that place, it's going to crash. Like I said, usually it's not bad. If I stay away from the boss, usually it's all right. It's just there are environments where I have to be around it. Then I'm like, oh, I'm ready to get out of here. So most of the time, it's tolerable. But there are times I was like, I'm ready to hit the eject button. So it's it turns into a toxic. I mean, usually it's a toxic environment anyway. But then it gets to be like, anyway. Yeah, you're around certain people, the bullshit meter is on. So it's like, anyway, two-side personality, stuff like that. But it's like I learned Photoshop, I learned computer stuff, so, so it has its benefits. And Photoshop was very helpful in editing and all that, but Photoshop was definitely helpful, especially I made the cartoons and the logos and stuff like that. So it all has its purpose, but man, it's stuff you got to go through to learn some of these things. Well, a proper education, you go from the unconventional education. Proper education is whatever. But it's funny how it seems like we connect to these things. It's like, look at your choices. They all kind of suck, but it's like, I know it's like I connected with the Elohim today. It's like we seed ourselves on this world, basically. And we know it's difficult. And we learn from its difficulties, basically. We take our version of ourselves, take ourselves and see what happens to us in an environment like this. It's like you're planting a plant. How can it see what happens? And we analyze ourselves in this environment. Gets too cold, gets too hot. You're around toxic people. You're around this, you're around that. We're all analyzing ourselves. Of course, we don't really, we kind of know to a certain extent. But yeah, eventually I'm going to be switching things around. I mean, go full time with this eventually. I'm working on it here and there. I haven't got the full. It's in the pipeline. Hasn't fully got there. It's getting there. Eventually, it hasn't. Yeah, it's not time yet. I'm building. I'm working on. I have an announcement tomorrow. Social network. I know it's not like a big deal. It's like, whoa, yeah. Hey, look, yeah. It's like we haven't seen this before. Like what, the fifth time? One thing I'll tell you about Ning right now. I finally got around to. They're okay. It's kind of it sucks, but from what it used to be and what it is now, it sucks a lot less than it did in the beginning. I had one about a year ago with them, and it's just like lack of features. It's like, this is not a Facebook killer. This is just junk. And I told them that. But they got a new CEO. I mentioned some of this. But I see them changing things. The basic stuff they have on there, and I'll post it tomorrow. Do a video. I'll go through it. It's pretty. It's still got issues. It's like with Facebook, you can take an image, you can just drop it into the timeline. There's your image. This doesn't have that, but it's going to have it from my feeling on it. So, yeah, it has a lot of. Ning is going to turn into like a Facebook. It's going to have its own features too, and you can always submit your own ideas too, which I'll be doing that eventually. But it's going to become more competitive. Right now, it sucks. But from what I used last year and what they're doing now, it's quite a jump. It's not perfect, but it has some things on it that are quite improved. Basically, when you post a link, like a website link, it downloads the information from like a screenshot, and it's kind of neat so people know what you're talking about. So it just to have a link and you don't know what it is. So it gives you, yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's little stuff. I was really surprised to see that. So that's what I asked about, because that's what the other network had. I know some of this is all technical stuff, but it's going to eventually, it does feel like it's going to become more of a Facebook type of, or I don't know, Facebook, just more competitive. Right now it's in the Stone Age. So I think it's worse than MySpace at this point. But it's interesting. So see where it goes. So, you know, stuff's in the pipeline. We upgrade it, adding to the web app a little bit here and there. But as for doing this full time, it's got to give, you know, some of the stuff you got to give it some time to give it some time to happen, just the way it is. You know, I'm gonna come up with a couple of things in the future just to give an update of what's going on. Until then, we'll see. So basically this channel is what's basically the direction of this channel is open up the unknown, of course, and the most of the mainstream is going to reject it, of course. Well, for right now, even with myself, I went to Epcot and I felt, I mean, I was seeing reality, but not really. I mean, I got something to eat tonight before I did this. I felt like a reptilian or somebody wandering around the restaurant. That was interesting. Well, at least I felt them around me, at least a little bit. I mean, I got this visualization. You don't get that from nowhere. Somebody was there. At Epcot, I didn't really get. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there, but it wasn't for me to tap into. It's not that important. But as for what was the message today? Oh yeah, one thing that did come through. Well, I'm remembering some of this stuff a little bit. Yeah, it was bloody hot out. It wasn't bad, but yeah, it was hot. One thing that came through that I remember. What was it? Oh yeah, it was about like the feeling of an alien presence. That was interesting. And this is worldwide, people feeling it. So the cat's out of the bag, you know. So right now people are in denial. It's like blah blah blah. They're just laughing about all this, all fake. I'm gonna go back and watch my Netflix, or you know, put a bag over my head, and you know. But you know, that was the thing that I got. This is not part of the channel. Well, I guess you can. It's a download. Is that people that? That's right. Now I'm remembering. People want to see these things, right? They want to see aliens and all that. So they want to prove it. They want to know. And I mentioned this. I mean, I've already mentioned this 100 times, but people aren't connecting to their. See, that's part of the manipulation. You know, telling us, oh, if you don't see it, it's not real. That's part of the manipulation that's going on. That's how they manipulate us. It's like we're not connecting to ourselves, our guides. You know, we're not connecting to the angels, energies around us, or that is us. That we have a soul, that we have. And yet we want to see these aliens. It's like we're not even prepared to even know ourselves. I said this in the past. We don't know ourselves. We don't even know anything about ourselves. And yet they want to see these beings. So like the trolls and people that are super negative about what I'm doing, other people are doing, it's like it's just they're programmed basically. And the lower energy people that are here, you know, a lot of them are super angry. are the easiest to program, in a negative way. I mean, people aren't, if they're going to come after me and just say it's all a bunch of hooah, but, they don't realize that these are people that don't connect to their guides, don't meditate, don't do anything. You don't have to meditate. You can just, what you are. Most people don't. They don't recognize their higher self. They don't realize, this is not just metaphysics. This is who you are. You can put a label on it all you want. Whatever you want to call it. It's who you are. It's just, you can call it whatever you want. It doesn't have to be called metaphysics. You can call it anything. And it's just, and a lot of people in the light worker community are terrified of this stuff. They just don't want to see it. I'm not saying all of them are like that. Quite a few of them are. It's just too much. And it can be too much. Well, it's all in your perception. It's not really too much, but from what they want to experience, it's too much. It's like, there's only a certain amount of weirdness I want to experience. And if I have to see like a humanoid dolphin walking around, I'm not sure if I can handle that. You know what I mean? So there's that. So, and there's souls that can easily connect to all these things and are, oh, that's right. But, they can connect to aliens, connect to everything. They can't connect to this reality, the jobs, anything. They can't connect to any of this stuff. So there's that too. So, that's right. I remember somebody, I was looking up, I was watching a documentary, a short one about Martin Luther King, because I don't know a whole lot about him. Well, the idea when I say galactic Martin Luther King, I'm not talking about all the fires and people getting shot and stuff. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about basically people becoming more aware of themselves, basically. That's what I'm talking about. Just basically more of a conversation about into our, our galactic selves and angel and spiritual Agarthian connections. And that's basically what it's about. It's not about all the drama that comes with a Martin Luther King name, because, you want to avoid, of course, he did peaceful protests or peaceful, which was great, which is terrible too. It's like, it's just horrible. Talk about, we're so backwards. We made a lot of progress still backwards. That's unbelievable. So as people become more, it's funny, somebody in the galactic community, I remember saying he's connected to Martin Luther King. It's like, that's funny. It must be that part where he's like a playboy of some kind. That made sense. That's a part he doesn't like to. Anyway, more power to you. That's funny though. I didn't know anything. I didn't know that about him. I didn't know nothing about him. I know about civil rights, but I don't know a lot of detail. So, let's see here. Yeah, it's been a long day. Even with a day off, I'm still working like a horse, as you can tell in some cases. I haven't really relaxed as I should, but yeah, today was going to be kind of like that, but it didn't turn into that. So anyway, but yeah, the idea is to connect more to your galactic selves and for us to move ahead. And, it's our world, so we can do whatever we want, right? So if we call it Arcturian or Zeta or whatever you want to be called, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, And I believe this will become more the norm. I'm all for it. It's like, and you're creating a reality, whatever you want, as whatever you want, a square world, flat Earth, rectangle world, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't know how that all works, but I think it's awesome. I think it's fascinating. Flat seems kind of boring to me, to be honest with you. If it was one that was like I can't think of what. Anyway, whatever you want to visualize it. I don't know how that works in the higher densities. Not to say that your reality is not real. I believe it is. How that works in the higher densities, I don't know. I don't think it's that important right now, but I mean, you connect to the energy that you feel is right, and you see the world as you want to see it. Screw it. I mean, who are you hurting anyway? Nobody. Because it does, from my feeling, is that makes you stronger, makes you happier. You're not accepting the reality that's being shoved down our throats right now, and what's being thrown at us is just a bunch of negative crap, basically. I mean, what is this place anyway? I mean, this is why I go to work and get, like, what are you doing on your day off? I don't tell them shit. I don't tell them anything. So they speculate. I don't tell them anything. Fuck them. So it's like I'm being harassed, and what I'm doing on my spare time is like, it's like I'm dealing with two people that work there, my boss, and it's like Batman and Robin there. And he pretty much, Rob's always kissing Batman's ass, basically. It's like I stay out of that crap. They can kiss each other's asses all they want. They can have a twosome with each other. I don't care. Just keep me out of it. And it's like, stop. I mean, why are you trying to go through what I'm living? I mean, does that mean you're not happy with your sports and this superficial life that's been sold? Apparently. I mean, look what's been dished at us. It's just, wonder why kids get depressed and bored, because our reality sucks. Quite understandable. It's all planet of absolute limitation. Yeah, that was done. I brought this stuff up. Anunnaki, Zeta, a lot of them had a lot to do with it. Understand we did come. I mean, like, I think there's other places, not just Atlantis, that was. Okay, now we're going into it, basically. It wasn't just Atlantis. There are other places before Atlantis. And you could say, from what I'm feeling, there are civilizations. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to ever remember this ever again. I'm getting the name like Akanas. There are. I probably should write that down. I don't have anything. It's just a name. It doesn't mean it's going to be like. Okay, good. Okay, 1 second. Let me write this down. I don't know how to use this. Okay, there. So no, comments. Let's just go with that. It's like a group of humanoids before Atlantis, is from what I'm feeling, and it's a group of, it's before Atlantis. It's like the architects, you can say. I don't believe they were that well known here. I don't know if they're alien species. I believe they are an alien species from what I'm gathering. Whatever you want to call them. It did seem like they were here before Atlantis, and they saw the future of this world before we got to experience it. And doing so, let's see here. Basically, it's our downfall into what we're in right now. Obviously, I mean, I felt this before also, and others been mentioned that we were always going to go to sleep no matter what. So you can say, like, from what I'm gathering, is like the Akanas, whatever they look like, doesn't really matter. I believe there are humanoid species from, I want to say, Andromeda, showing as I'm getting. Obviously, they're connected to, I feel, as Andromedan. It's like the architects, you can say it to some degree. From what I'm gathering is that they saw the environment of our Earth, and it was hostile. There was reasons for it, but it was hostile. Because it's a seed planet, any being can put their stuff here, basically. Other, like Palladian, you're going to get Palladian, basically. You might get some from a little bit of Syrian, maybe. Most are going to get from Palladian, unless it's a seed planet in the Pleiades. So, with us, it's a seed planet, so we're getting everybody's crap. It's good crap, bad crap, whatever. So in that case, it seemed I don't believe that was the reason. Now I'm going by what I am. I believe this world was always hostile from the beginning. It was always bizarre in its inception. I read this from Sylvia Brown. She did in one of her early books, but I'm not just going by that. I'm going from what I'm feeling. I believe it was always an unusual planet from its inception. From what I got from the Prime Creator, from channeling him, he does have darkness. He is a rough kid, meaning he's like an outsider. You know, we're all creators, we're all gods. And think of it, if you're a pain in the ass and you're going to create your own universe, yeah. Think about that. Think about that. Somebody that was just like my boss for that scares that. See on me, it terrifies you. It's like you imagine being part of his. First off, every woman in there is going to be harassed. Like I don't care what she looks like, doesn't matter. It's like it's going to be an all male environment. From my boss perspective, if he had his own universe, it'd be only a male environment, which looks really gay right there. Which kind of tells you, anyway, he has a lot of female. Oh, I didn't tell you about this. Yeah, when I started awakening, I saw him as a female. I saw him I saw him as a female, like a parasol that always got her way. In the old days, like 1800 sometime, it was like I was a female too, and I couldn't stand them or her. It's like I couldn't fucking take it. Like, what's she doing today? What's she doing now? What's she fucking wrong with now? And that's the feeling I got. So going back to the universe, this goes back to the Prime Creator. Think of my boss, for example. Pain in the ass. Okay, it's all going to be male dominated. Female is going to be treated like crap. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun already, right? So it's like, now look at this Prime Creator. Now he's not that like that, but he's not going to let things be easy for sure. There is darkness to the point. There's light and there's dark to the Prime Creator, the God, whatever, however you want to perceive him, male, female, whatever. A lot of people see him as female or gay or whatever he is. It's fine. It doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter. He's everything, and we're everything, of course, too. It's just whatever you feel like experiencing in that environment. It doesn't matter. But whatever your preference is, don't feel like anyone's pushing anything on you. Trust me. What you are is what you are. Don't feel like anyone's pressuring you to be a certain way at all. You know what I mean? It's just, but think about it. Think about that. It's a pain in the ass. And that's his universe created through his eyes, our Prime Creator's eyes. It's like it's a hostile universe. It's backward. It's elitist to some degree, probably. Not entirely, but also it comes up with a lot. And a lot of other universes join into this one to add their little fling to it to help. It's like pulling people from the ocean, to survive, to survive, you know what I mean? So they don't drown, you know what I mean? So it's like we're out to sea with no boat, basically. And other universes join us to, assist, but also to be a part of this, of course. It's not all bad, not at all. When you're in this kind of world, it feels that way to a degree because it's so toxic, because it's not free. We're like instant slaves. As soon as you're born here, as soon as you start going to the job market, you're a slave. You're already a slave anyway. But so it's going to change in a lifetime. Never know. I don't want to say no to anything. Say yes, it will change. If you say no, then you're kind of limiting yourself. But arcanas they come from another galaxy. They come from Andromeda, and they're just saying what was going on this planet. It's pretty much what I'm seeing. I know there's civilizations before Atlantis. It is like a lot of frog beings are here in the beginning too. I don't know the details on that. It does feel like there's other beings that are here before Atlanteans. Either way, these architects, let's put it that way, they saw the hostility. They saw like building in Atlantis or letting it go into a higher density. I mean, obviously, it already was. Like I said, there's so much here we're not aware of. I'm going by what I'm getting here. So anyway, opening up a book. There's only so much we need to know right now. We will know more over time. We're kind of like doing investigation backwards. Let's go with this. Basically, what I'm getting is that they saw the hostility here. They saw Atlantis being created, and they're involved with it along with other beings. But they also saw it being destroyed also. Basically is what it is, like for humans on this world to reach its perfection that it's looking for, you must build this Atlantean world, Olmerian, and then to shut it down. Because basically you're taking to yourself to its highest limit at what a normal species would be involved with. Because normally species, they start in their third density. They might go into fourth really quickly. I think that's what happened to us to a certain degree in the beginning. I don't know. And then, we hit our peak. We're abusing everything now. Atlantis became super abusive, super arrogant. Try to take over the world. Probably go into Atlantis a little bit more. Everyone has their own version of it. It goes on and on. But it also saw it being destroyed. But all our lessons from Atlantis are still with us. And our abilities, we enhanced our abilities, are very unique to other beings, probably somewhat arrogant to a certain degree, probably. We took all that arrogance, went to sleep, only to be reawakened again, as we are here now. It's like we need to grow up, basically. It does feel like Atlantis, we're just too big for our britches, basically. We could have kept on going up, but from what they're feeling, from what I'm gathering from them, they saw it's like it wasn't going to be the case. It's like, we're going to screw it up. It felt like that was, I don't believe Atlantis was even created during that time. But from what I'm feeling is that they knew what was, but either way, but they didn't know exactly where we were going to head, though, after Atlantis was being destroyed. Atlantis never really went away. It's always been here. Throughout history, through architecture, through the way we live, our England, how the monarchy is, a lot of that, not to say Atlantis had that, but had remnants of it, of everything. So Atlantis has never gone away. Yeah, it's called myth. Well, because there's a lot of secrets among it. I mean, the more we know about it, the more we know about ourselves. So it was best. I believe the fire at Alexandria happens to destroy a lot of Atlantean history, a lot of history, ancient history. It's like whoever wins the war rewrites the history. So, just the way it is. So it just goes on and on, basically, about the mysteries of our world. Archangel Michael. Remember, you're all part of your own timeline. What is it that you feel that you were part of the ancient world? Middle Ages, if you're here at all, because you're going to start resurrecting yourself over time. Because what is going on is that you're unfolding yourself, you're revealing yourself little by little. Some of you might see yourself as male, female, cat, dog, whatever. You start seeing, as you allow yourself to awaken, you'll see timelines of the past, that you have incarnations that leads into this one to see fully what you're here to do. It'll come. Just when you're ready, it will show itself. Just there's no rush. When your soul is ready, when you're ready. Oh, they're not ready yet. They want it. Yeah, they ask, what is my purpose here? Well, a lot of your purpose is in the past. It's resurrecting. It's saying yourself you're ready. There's much more to it than that. It's just, well, if it's action, I have to say this. Some souls here, maybe a lot, are just, how do I word this? Just, they're not much into work. They don't work at all. They hang out. They know things. They know what they need to know. They put in their input. I'm going to say some are, not all of them are Pleiadians. A good amount are, but everybody has a humanoid something somewhere, incarnation. It seems like a lot of Pleiadians have a lot of chilling out going on, which is good because some of us overwork ourselves. Like the Nordics are overwork themselves, constantly building, creating, yada yada yada. Just go, build. A lot of other Pleiadians don't do anything. They do, some do. They do it at their leisure, which is fine. A lot of them are here, as you can tell. It's not hard to see them. A word that is complacent. Is that a right word for that? I'll find out. Ask Google if that is a right word for that. Complacent. I don't know how to spell it. Complacent. Something like that. That's probably not. It's around that to some degree. Just being mellow, but also has words of wisdom, and they go around connecting wisdom. We're not doing a whole lot of work. We're just going around giving their critical expertise or whatever it might be. Just from what I'm feeling. So every soul has their own, DNA, obviously. But it seems like to unravel yourself, it's like, who am I? What am I doing here? Am I nuts? It's like, it also feels like many souls have come here in the past, did something they shouldn't have done or did not accomplish what they're here to accomplish. Now they're here again to accomplish it, whatever it might be. It might not be anything. It might be just social. It might be just having kids. Of course, there's a lot more to it than that. A lot are just, they come here. Jeez. Well, that's interesting. Coming here as punishment. Raise my hand on that one. Anyway, some come here as punishment because they never learn anywhere. It's like, but it's different. Yeah, I did see that in Astral. It's like, we're just going to send you to Earth. There's different versions of that. There are versions where there's souls that just don't learn anywhere. And it's not punishment. It's just like you're not figuring anything out that we're trying to teach you. Why don't you go to Earth, have one incarnation there, try not to lose your mind. And then, you can clear out this karma and move on. Also discover a lot about yourself. A lot of this world is about self-discovery, meaning finding talents, parts of yourself. Because remember, this world squeezes you until you're crazy, right? For the most part, it drives you insane, doesn't it? It's there to just beat the crap out of us, basically. But it all has its purpose, of course. But it's just hard. And we come here to figure ourselves out. I imagine there are souls in the higher dimensions that are lost. It's like, I don't know what to do. It's like I have all this advanced technology. I can do this and that and fly over the place. I don't know what to do with any of it. So they come here. And some do get stuck here in a reincarnation cycle because they like the lower vibrations, like the cars, like the women, whatever it might be. They get stuck here. It does feel like that. Some do, not all. So it's different for everybody. So it's like, am I a soul in a reincarnation cycle? Well, many are not going to ask that because they don't know, because they don't want to connect to any of this. You know what I mean? It's just, I know this video is a little bit unconventional from the other ones. Well, in some ways. I'm getting channeled information. It's a test, of course, but it's different. Why are you being tested? I believe you can find the answers to that. I believe you can, if you want to find them. If you don't, no big deal. Some want to know. It's like, why is this happening? Why I work here? Why am I in Florida? Whatever. It does. So like for my job, so like I have great. I guess I do have like a karmic debt there from the past. I guess it wasn't very, well, that's weird. Let's see here. I guess it goes on and on and on from what I'm gathering. It's a karmic debt, but not always. Like criminals at one time, my boss was a lot more influential than you might think. It's funny. I'm seeing booze there, what do you call it? Prohibition. I see prohibition. It's like, I feel like I'm paying my boss back for a karmic debt, meaning he bailed me out of a situation. So not necessarily I was like very nasty to him. It's just he bailed me out of a situation, so I'm bailing him out of a situation, which makes a lot of sense, actually. And now this is the first time I ever got this. It's been kind of, like I said, stuff that gets hidden. So it seems like I'm bailing him out of a situation, which is his business. And doing so, I'm dealing with a lot of his crap, whatever. But so apparently that's coming to an end from what I'm feeling. It hasn't ended yet, but it's coming to an end. Meaning all debts are cleared. As for what he pulled me out of, what kind of situation? It might have been this role. I'm not getting a clear indication of it. It's not for public ears. I don't know what it is. That's what I was told. It's not for everybody here. It's very personal. But it's not something that people will fully understand either. But it's not a big deal. Anyway, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So I believe you can unmask it if you care. It will show itself. If you I want to dive into it. I mean, whatever you want to do. Like there's certain things I ask questions on all the time. I get no answer. Say no. But as we unravel ourselves, because I believe unraveling, meaning healing, you can send healing to your past lives if you feel there's a great negativity. If you're a slave, if you're a slave owner, or you're in prostitution ring, which is quite common. Oh yeah, prostitution rings are quite common. I believe I don't think I ever said this. Yeah, ex-girlfriend I had, and I was like, what am I doing with all this? Like, oh yeah, she's a prostitute. She became a prostitute and left you in a past life. So, oh, that makes a lot of sense as why she's so promiscuous. So, and she's doing a lot of karma. A lot trying to change her ways still. Some things have not changed. So yeah, if you have a friend of yours that's very good at relationships and not very good at a job, possibly that might be a prostitute energy. I imagine that's quite common because seeing how those numbers are pretty high. I wonder how. Yeah, it's like, what do you do with like kids that are reincarnated after having a lifetime in porn? How does that work? Yeah, that's not easy. I imagine they're still reincarnating. I mean, they come back after their life cycle, whatever, if it's short or long. People, well, the reason I say kids, because when they're growing up, what is that kind of development? After having a life as a porn star, what is that? How does that work? Not to say that aliens do that stuff all the time, of course. It's like a porn factory, basically, in the alien world, but it's a lot different. They have bodies that actually work. Our bodies don't work that well. So, promiscuism is quite normal in the alien world. Here, obviously, too, but here we have disease and have all the other crap that they don't have to deal with. Aliens have 10, 20 different relationships going on at once. It's all they want. That's good because it keeps your vibration up. So it's like, what makes you happy? It's like, okay. And everybody's more open, more friendly, depending on what reality you connect to. Obviously, the reptilian are more controlling, but not always. And so on. Syrians are kind of moody. Pleiadians are very, very. That's why the Pleiadian energy is so great here, because it does help with us and our reproductive, keep people reproducing, because a lot of are just, playboys and stuff like that, just, hey, how's it going? That's a lot of that's Pleiadian, but it's good because it keeps our population going. So without that, we have no population, there'll be nobody here. So of course the fairies have something to do with it too, but a lot of it is Pleiadian. Of course, there's a lot of other entities involved. Pleiadian plays a big role in it. y'all is a little bit more constrictive, it seems. Pleiadian is the most open. The canines are very open too. Seems like Pleiadian's more humanoid, so it's more relatable. Then you have, I don't know why this thing keeps going dark to light. Some kind of, it doesn't matter. And there's a light outside. It's not like it's dark. So anyway, can't tell, but it is. Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Of course, they keep going back and forth a little bit, but even when I stand still, it seems whatever. This is the last night I'm going to be here. I might do a video after this. I know I said that yesterday. My time is open. I'll be doing a little bit more, going to another subject matter. But as for, opening yourself, a lot of people want to know why I'm here. What am I doing here? Why am I on this planet? What is this all about? Can you, how do I open this puzzle? Now, I understand I'm channeling all this. It does seem like the past will help. Be more open to it. Just go by your intuition. Asking questions is okay, like through my side or through somebody else, or if nothing comes, it's all right. There's a reason for it. It's like, why didn't I get that information? You're not ready for it. Why am I not ready for it? Because you have to learn this lesson first. You have to get to you're on a soul discovery path right now, and that is not needed. But we can tell you a couple of things. It does seem like they can tell you some stuff, but most of it's going to start coming through on our own over time. Like if I had a lifetime as a duck, that'd be fascinating. On this planet, canine, reptilian, whatever. It's all your lifetimes. I mean, I do see a lifetime when I was preparing for this lifetime, how that worked. I mean, I just feel I was talking to people about it. I don't know where I was, what I was. I just feel I had to go through a couple of incarnations to be prepared for this one. I know, so let's grab every messed up spirit guy I can get my hands on too. Well, the spirit guide issue had to do with a test through the prime creator, from what I'm feeling. So it had a lot to do with that. It had a lot to do with the ascended master type of energy too. So So it's like the harder the test, the more you learn. The more, if you survive, going crazy, where I can take these lessons and teach others. And it's also giving an idea of the Ascended Master energy is that you're going against the grain. It's getting dark here. You're going against nighttime at Ivan Toller. But you're going against the norm that's here and holding the ground as everybody fights. Well, the people that have been programmed fight. It's like you're releasing everyone from their prison, To do that, you got to take a bunch of lashings. It's the way it goes. For more people to become aware, it's like, I don't have to accept this reality anymore because it's all a bunch of bullshit. I mean, it's like, it's a poisonous web around us. And unhooking it takes time. Can you imagine going to a restaurant, wherever, and be able to connect to people's guides and just have a great conversation? First off, you probably never get anywhere because it's like talking to people. Oh, how's it going? And you're like, hey, I just got here. I'm just going to stand here the rest of the day and talk to everybody, which is fine. Whatever. I don't know how that works, but probably will happen in the beginning as we begin to wake up. But you start connecting more with people when you see more of their true selves, and nobody's scared of each other anymore, and it's easier to just have a conversation. It's going to increase. And you can talk about aliens, talk about whatever you want. It's like, I think I saw you in my astral travels. I think you had a loved one, right, that just passed over, and you can go into that. It becomes more. It becomes more alive and more interesting than what we're going through right now, being programmed. And it's like, that's what this is all about. Getting there little by little. It's just most of humanity doesn't know it exists right now. That's all. Eventually it will. How that works, just let it flow. So I'm not sure why this thing keeps going darker. I'm not sure what's going on here. It shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, it's not a big deal. It is light outside. You can't tell. But, it's getting a little bit dark. But it's funny how this thing keeps going super dark. But anyway, it's not a big deal. Nighttime with Ivan. Yeah, there's no headlight here or anything. That'd probably help a lot. But anyway. So that's the message for today. Like I said, if I have enough energy, I'll do another one after this. But yeah, to go back to what the future holds is something's going to happen either through my channel or somewhere to make the movie of the week or whatever on this type of subject matter, where people just become less controlled. Makes life a lot easier, especially with the homeless population will be removed as we become less controlled. How do you undo the control? So you can do that on your own. Just basically listen to yourself and not worry about those manipulations. Basically, it's all negative manipulations done by every type of being known to man. And you most likely will get a visitation by somebody, you'll feel them in another dimension, very aggravated that you are no longer going to be programmed, and they try to scare you back into it. Of course, that doesn't work. I don't know why they even bother. I guess they have to try, because if they don't try, usually, I've had reptilians come to me and they're just mad. They're mad that I'm awakening people. They gave up, apparently. Sometimes they show up. I haven't had anything them come to me in a while, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried anyway. But you most likely will. It depends. It's different for everybody. Doesn't matter. You'll see them. The more you, of course, you see them in your third eye and your meditations mostly. Physicality, they can't show up. But more spiritual awakened you become, it's like in a reality anyway. As more of us open up, the more that reality will come through. The more real will come through. So the more people are awakening, the more that reality will become the norm, and just keep strengthening. So yeah, it's weird a little bit. A lot of people in the spiritual community are not ready for this, but you never know, they might change. Some do put a little bit too much mind into it, make it too complicated, and it is. They're putting their own fears into it, where they're just kind of scared, deterred to connect to this stuff. That's all right. There's a reason why that's happening, and there's probably a way to unlock it also, in some shape or form. I don't know. It's a puzzle. We're putting pieces one by one together. The galactic community do enjoy these type of connections, but also seeing people opening up their realities, seeing more and more. Like this time next year, more. It's going to become more knowledgeable. Right now, we're just scratching the surface, of course. Every year we'll get stronger, of course. This like next year, a lot more people will be awakened. As for a visitation, alien visitation, it all depends on us. If we're welcoming it, anything's possible. Of course, we are now, but how is that working? Meaning, yeah, you want to see them, but as like part of your like ego wants to see it. Your alien's like, my ego wants to see this, but it's usually, I believe, more of a visitation will happen when you're not looking for it, basically. So, basically, I mean, they can scan us. They know everything about us. So, not to say they're bad or anything, not at all. It's just that they know what's right for them, what's not. So, but they do like this. People becoming more at ease to the real world, because then they will start showing up to us when the time is right. The world will transform. It's just we're so stuck in the old ways, which is quite understandable why. And it's just the way people are looking at things. Like, if I don't see it, it's not real. Well, they're all here. It's just we're not seeing anything here within. So that's where the problem is. So you like make peace with yourself, make peace with everybody. Not everybody's gonna get along. It's just the way it is. Even the aliens don't always get along. So I think it's on how you go about it. So anyway, all right, blessings, and good night, everyone. And might have another one coming soon. So take care. And as for why it goes light and dark, who knows? All right, catch you later.